live to make the player thing play. Okie doke.
Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 518, recording live on Wednesday, August 2nd. I'm one of your hosts, Bo.
I'm one of your hosts, Adriel.
And that is all for now.
For now. Maybe later. Maybe later we'll get some more people.
Okay.
They got caught on the 401 and the 302 and the 404 not found highway, and
you know where the 401 is?
I have no. All I know, I just know about it because it's the center of the universe and it's got a highway.
It's near Toronto. That's what
it's in Toronto, I think, because it's in Ontario.
And it goes all the way to Montreal. Oh, close to it anyways.
Somewhere else that's in Ontario. Can't imagine where.
Do you want to get started? Do you want me to start?
Yeah, I could start. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? I match directed a 3-gun match at Sherwood Park. That was my Saturday. Well, I like those small matches. They're so quick. You just have like one big squad, reset a bunch, run through some stages. I designed them so that they would be like super easy to tear down and rebuild because we just use one bay.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the props, a lot of the walls just either stayed where they were or just move a little bit, and then we're ready to go again.
How many stages?
We ran 4 stages.
4 stages. Okay.
That's a lot for 3-gun in one bay, because keep in mind it's not the stage build so much, it's the stage shoot and reset time, because every time you shoot, you need to prep 3 guns, shoot 3 guns, show safe on 3 guns, and then take them all back, right? So
is it a dumb question to ask if the 3 guns are used in every 3-gun stage?
No, it's not a dumb question. And I tried to make it so that you'd have to, through stage design, because it's called 3-gun and not 2-gun or whatever. But there's a couple. There's usually a stage or 2 that you can opt not to use a gun, but not in any of these designs. You had to use all 3.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't say that. There was one stage where someone shot it without using their rifle, and there were a couple of stages where it was like, if you wanted to, you could do this and then do that, and you don't have to use all 3 guns. So. But yeah, usually we try to use as many as possible because that's the whole name of the game, and it's fun to use everything you got.
Okay.
Yeah. Match went well. Bren shot very well. It's surprisingly light recoiling, and it didn't kick the shells like, oh yeah, I brought an unsighted in rifle to a 3-gun match. Good job, me, right? Yeah.
And it worked out.
I put like a brand new optic that was on a mount, put it on the rifle. I fired 5 rounds, and I was like, yeah, that looks close. And it was close enough. So
good.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't recommend that for anyone. It's probably a bad idea.
No. Not for a novice, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, the gun ran really well. I liked it was seating a full mag, so taking a mag that's right full and jamming it in on a closed bolt was a little bit tough. Doable, but tough. You had to like manhandle it, right? And a couple times I didn't, and then the mag wasn't like fully seated. But I didn't train wreck any stages, and
is that a break-in thing? Is that an adjustment thing?
Now that's our magazines are made for 10, and if you put 10 in there, there's not really a lot of breathing room, because if you put too much breathing room, well, now it fits 11. So at absolute best, it's a 10.5 capacity in these magazines, and if it's like 10.2, you're going to have a hard jam into the gun. While the Americans, a 30 round mag, they just run 29 in it.
Got it.
It's fine, right? But us, like, we kind of need every round.
Yeah.
If you're running like just in key, like these are LAR mags here, so you can run 10 there, 10 there, and just flip them between each other. Just for the viewers who aren't familiar with the legalese there, pretty much every 3-gun match video I put up, people are accusing me of breaking the law. So it's I get tired of restating how I'm not. Or most recently, I got a message on Facebook. Some guy was like, "You can't buy anti-tank rifles in Canada, and you never had since the 90s." I'm like, the PTRSs that I shot say otherwise. That shit's an anti-tank rifle only. Yeah. So a couple things I found. So the Bren ran great. The it's got a very light trigger, 3 pounds, very fast, very easy to shoot that thing fast. So that was great. Everything was great about it. Ran great for me. It's hard to not look at that and say like, oh, maybe I should just sell some guns and just buy one of those. But they're very expensive, and that's not really my style. So whatever. The Covenant scope, the $200 scope. A couple things I like about it, a couple things I don't. I like the price. The price is very
I was just
good.
gonna say that's gotta be its number one feature, right?
yeah, it's a number one feature by far. It's got like this lever here is pretty fast to use, so it's a pretty quick one to go from all the way from 1 to 8 magnification.
Okay.
Not that I used it. I was on a 50-yard bay, so I ran 1x the whole time. A couple times, and this is just me shooting an optic instead of a red dot. I'd come around a barricade or something like that, and not quite have the gun mounted quite properly, and I'd see half of a reticle because my face wasn't on the gun. And I'm used to like getting away with those shenanigans with my other rifle because it's got a red dot on it. And if I can see the glass, I can see the dot, and I can start pounding on the targets. But with a scope, you need eye relief. You need to have your eye directly behind that thing. Otherwise, you don't get quite a clear picture. So I think that was just an adjustment thing for me. The red dot on this thing, while kind of bright, is not daytime bright. You can see it there. That's as bright as it gets, and that is not daytime bright. Oh, it's so hard. There you go. It's cool. I think like if you were to use this for hunting, like if you were to take this hunting coyotes or something like that, yeah, that red dot would be nice. It'd be nice to be able to see where your aiming is when it's getting into dusk, right? In terms of like practicality to use during the daytime, not that great. And the other thing I didn't like about it was that the reticle is like it's got these 2 posts coming in from the side, but nothing coming in from the top and the bottom. And instead, it's got like these just little hash marks for different distances and windages. So like if the target's moving this much or if the wind's moving that much, here you hold it on this dot. I'm never going to use that shit. I just want like give me the where like point to where the bullets are going to go. And this scope only has 2 of those. And I would rather have more standard like X marks the spot kind of a thing so I can use it to my advantage for speed. But other than that, like it was good. I would use it if I wasn't on a poverty budget, like when I first started 3-gun. I would have this would actually be an upgrade off the scope that I had when I first started with like a Bushnell AR 1-4. Which is a lot more plain than this. This one's got like 4 more magnification, twice as much, I guess, and it's just got more features. So I think that would have been better than my initial starting scope. But now, like I've got more money in my hobby, and I've got nicer optics.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, match went well. Shot with some really good shooters. One of the guys shot really well, but his rifle failed him. Otherwise, he would have beat me. He beat me on the first 2 stages, and then his WK started getting jams on him, which that's still like I don't know. That just happens with WKs, right? It doesn't happen with a CZ brand. You just need to spend $4,000 and
there you go. For only
money.
For only $4,000, you can have reliability.
Well, the crappy thing is, he would have won if he had a reliable rifle. If he had a rifle that ran the whole match, he would have won. And I think that that's a crappy way to win. That's a crappy way to lose too, when your gear fails you. And it's disappointing because that's like the second time that I've been at a 3-gun match just recently here where it's like the bad rifles hold people back, and your scores at the end of the day are kind of yours, but also just kind of like a reflection of the state of the industry.
Well, you're having to work harder for everything you do. So
you have to be like on the spot with your remedials. You have to be fast with fixing problems. But anyways, yeah, he shot really well. That's actually one of Kyle's buddies. So and then after the match, he's like, "You want to do the team match in Peace River?" I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do the team match in Peace River. So
nice.
That's a 3-gun match up way up north in northern Alberta. And I'm signed up I'm going to sign up for that now, I guess. And got to think of a team name, something proper offensive, and go do that. Yeah. Normally they have like team names in there, funny.
So what was the turnout for this match? How many shooters did you have?
12, something like that.
Okay,
12 people.
so okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Decently. I like it that size because it's nice and quick. I'm just confirming if it was 12. I'm pretty sure it was 11 people. Yeah. Nice and quick to get through. But yeah.
And you guys took turns ROing? How does that work?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
With 11, like we have so many people there who've shot so often that it's very easy to just like, oh, you just run the timer for me and yell at me and DQ me if I break 90.
Okay. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
but it's very like it's an informal like mini match almost. We were done by like
Yeah.
2:00, so just that's amazing for 3-gun. 3-gun is like again very involved in setup, tear down,
Oh, for
everything
sure. I
else.
can
So
imagine. Yeah.
yeah, so our days typically when it's not like these small matches here, when it's a big match, it's 5:00 minimum, and sometimes even later. So it's a long day, but no, this is nice and quick because
I'm
it's
sure
because
the
of the
unpacking and repacking takes 3 times as long as going on IPSC match or a rimfire, So
yeah, jamming a whole pile of targets in a little sea can is a little bit time consuming, and then just like arranging for trucks because you got to get a trailer and like go to the bay and like load stuff up. Like it takes time to do all that stuff. Whereas at Sherwood Park, the shack that they hold their targets in is on the bay, so it makes it very easy to just directly hand bomb it all up. There's a couple of like barrels, that kind of thing, that need a truck to drive them, but not nearly as much stuff that needs like transportation. It's all pretty much just stored right there on location. So makes for a quick day. Makes for a quick day.
Good.
Yeah.
It sounds
We
like
had
it was
hot
fun.
dogs. Love it. Oh yeah.
Grilled, right?
Grilled? Yes. Grilled
Yeah.
hot dogs.
Good.
Yeah. How is there another way? Boiled?
Boiled, yeah, but
Oh.
I think it's gross, but
and you drink the water afterwards, right?
yeah, on a bet.
Oh no, you make macaroni out of the water.
Oh, lovely.
I ran my new Aegis Aero glasses. This is my old set. My new set's in the bin or something like that. They're great. They're clearer than the 4-year-old ones. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, same. And then just yesterday I made some Carcano ammo. I'm trying some powder. I have a whole bunch of Reloader 19, which is a bit slow for it considering how short of a barrel it is. But I got so much of it, I'm gonna test it with that anyways. So I got some test rounds made up with a buddy of mine, and we're gonna go test it. Maybe this weekend we'll go try it out and see if we get any pressure signs, or if it likes that stuff, or if it makes a big fireball or whatever. It probably will because we're running slower powder than should be in there, and it's like a 20-inch barrel. It's not gonna burn in there.
Okay.
They're little carbines, right? So yeah, we're gonna get some fireballs. Yeah, that's about it. Tony just has a couple questions about
I saw that.
3-gun heavy metal. Is there still a heavy metal division? That I'm trying to click it, but maybe you're trying.
Oh, I was doing it too. Go ahead.
That's why we're clicking at the same time and wondering why it's not working. Tony's wondering if there's a heavy metal division. It depends on the club that you shoot at. So the clubs run their own divisions. Their divisions kind of represent each other. They're kind of similar, but we tried getting heavy metal going like 3 years ago or so, and the best we could do is like 3 people at them, which I don't know. I guess like those 3 people can compete against each other. And that was before. No, actually, this is before COVID. This is going back even further, because now we have a division called Clipazine, where it uses like the heavy metal, like one shot with the rifle is good enough. You don't need 2 on paper, kind of a thing. That was kind of holding us back, like making heavy metal a little bit more complicated to score before, but now that's just a regular occurrence for us. So at my matches that I've been to, people aren't really shooting heavy metal as a division, but some people are using heavy metal guns, if that makes sense. Like one of the guys at Chaz runs an M1 Garand and a 45 pistol and a pump shotgun, and that's like the setup for heavy metal. What's the race gun for heavy metal? I don't think. Well, an SG 542 maybe the one in 308. That would be
Okay.
decent.
Okay.
The M1 Garand is pretty good because the M1 Garand is 8 rounds, so it's a little bit more. They're generally pretty reliable. A little bit hard to get like to jam stuff in there, but M1 Garands seem to be used a lot in Clipazine, and they might be running heavy metal. Like before in heavy metal, you'd run an AR-10, a Stag Arms 308, and you'd be good to go. There's your gamer rifle done. I don't really have a good answer for right now. And then there's Colin like jumping in here. I'll make sure my Kodiak's running good, or buy a new rifle. I'm sure the Kodiak will run fine, and if not, we'll have another rifle just in case. Yeah. And then Tony adds, I would want to race an RFB KSG and an M45A1, but 5-round mags on the RFB. Yeah, that's a problem because those 5-round mags are huge. What are you going to use to carry them, right? You're going to have to get a chest rig that has pouches that big, or maybe you can get something on your belt, but that's hard. Like you're probably going to have like 10 to 15 rifle targets on a stage. So you're going to need mag in the gun and at least 3 or 4 somewhere on you. That's a lot. Like myself, that's why I run these things, right? I pop 2 of these on my belt. There's 10, 20, 30, 40 rounds on my belt, plus that one in the gun gets me to 60 rounds total. So I'm good for like 30 targets if I need to. I never need to, but just in case, sometimes you do. What other guns would be good for the KSG? If you ever have to start dry, you're screwed. Or if you ever have to start with only 5 in the gun, you're screwed because they are so slow to load.
Yeah.
So unbelievably slow. You're never going to be able to keep that thing fed. So it'll work. Some of the time it'll work great. And then some of the time you're going to get hooped. And I can't remember if the KSG I'm pretty sure the KSG has chokes. But chokes are like absolutely mandatory because you have to like knock down steel targets. You have to be able to put like lead on target, and you can't do that with a cylinder bore shotgun. So guys bring like tactical, like combat shotguns, and then they shoot 7.5 inch shot out of it, and they're just like giving little tickles to the plate. Just come on, knock it over. And they don't. It doesn't knock the plates over. It doesn't kill the plates on the Texas Star. But M45 would be dope. That's exactly what would be cool to run. Yeah. Anyways, all 3-gun talk all the time here in the morning. How about you,
exactly.
Mo?
Well, I'll transition to all IPSC talk. Last weekend was a full weekend of IPSC. So the Eastern Ontario Shooting Club, which is near Ottawa, hosted a level 3 match, IPSC match. And for this, like for Eastern Ontario, this part of the world, we don't get many level 3s. So it was kind of a special thing because most of the level 3s in Ontario are closer to Southern Ontario, Southwestern Ontario, Waterloo, Peterborough. And so that started last Wednesday. I was there on Saturday. That's when I was shooting. It started off with rain and a little bit of rain and stuff, but then it kind of tapered off, and most of the day was just overcast, which was perfect. Like for me, the seeing the targets, not having the sun beating down on my head, it was just like perfect shooting weather to do a match. And I could tell you, like, it was 14 stages, and at the end I wasn't the previous level 3s I did by the last 3 or 4 stages I was starting to labor and like feel it and stuff, and this I was still feeling good. I could have probably shot a bunch more stages and I would have been fine. The match ran like a Swiss watch, because that's a good thing. They did. We did not have to patch or reset each. So there were 5 ranges. Each had 3 stages. One had 2, and then there was a separate chrono stage. And at each stage, they had extra ROs and they had extra staff. So pretty much, double the usual ROs and 1 or 2 people that were there just to reset the steel and paint. And it was awesome because we just got to concentrate on shooting, right? But it was also odd because every time, you weren't shooting, you almost like, okay, so I'm supposed to be doing something right now and I'm not. So, but in terms of how smooth it went, you know how like when people are the shooters are patching stages and stuff, some are standing
Mhm.
around the same target, or it's just this cluster and things don't go that smooth.
I'll
And
patch the hanging steel. I'll
yeah,
patch the spinner.
so the way they did it is they pretty much had somebody with a patch gun on the left side of the stage, one on the right side, and as they were splitting the scoring, and the reset from one shooter to the next was like moving so quickly, and not in a sense that the shooter was rushed or anything. It was just turning over so quickly, and there wasn't a lot of like questionable stuff, it's like questioning the scoring, whatever. Like things were just,
Mhm.
done top notch. And from what I saw, I mean, I worked on Sunday, but I'll get to that point. But everything I saw, it ran like really well. Another unique, maybe not unique. I think they might do this for level fours and higher, but uh, for every stage there was like a yellow caution area, so you couldn't, unless only during the 4 minute uh, walkthrough, and then 1 minute for the first shooter. You had to stand behind until you were on deck. You had to stand behind the yellow tape, so they were keeping the shooters back so people weren't getting in the way. So that was another aspect,
Hmm.
right? So you had your 4 minutes to plan your stage, and then that's it. And then even pre-match, people weren't allowed to walk the stages either. Like everything was like everybody was kept back. So and I actually liked it that way, and I thought things went really smooth because of it. So there was that, and for me, I started off with my usual about one mic per stage, and I was getting frustrated. And then, and talking to the guys that I was shooting with, I was in a really good squad. A couple of my friends, Mardig and Louis, that I've shot with before. Louis I shoot with almost every match.
Mhm.
But I was just talking about like, the being patient on that second shot and stuff. And then I'm happy to say, and me being positive for once, my last 5 stages, I didn't have a single mic. So I finished the day. So instead of getting more frustrated and tired or whatever, I finished the day strong. Now you're going to ask me, how did I do? And I probably was a little bit worse than middle of the pack, but in fairness, like being a level 3, uh, the caliber of the shooters is higher than your local 1 or 2 match,
Mhm.
right? So I was really happy with how I did, and the gun my Tanfolio ran flawlessly. Um, I had seen the matchbook, and there were a couple of stages where we started unloaded, either holstered, unloaded, or gun pickup, right?
Mhm.
And so I had practiced a bunch of all week. I had practiced a bunch of that. So I have one of those. I think they're DAA. It's like this purple weighted mag, and it's good for like obviously actually the action of chambering and stuff, right? So I was doing a lot of pickup with that and practicing, and I have to say that during the match it was very smooth. So and all match I was pretty smooth. I did a lot of practice with mag changes and draws and stuff, and all that was good. Um, so yeah, and then anything else from the actual shooting day? I had written down a bunch of notes. Yeah, so I was happy overall how it went, and then how smooth all the stages were and everything. And then on Sunday, I went back. I just volunteered to help work the stage, so I ended up being at one of the ranges, the one with only two stages because the chrono was next door.
Mhm.
And so I worked. We had 5 squads, pretty much of 9 or 10 shooters go through. So I got to see like everybody that day shoot those 2 stages. One was a shorter one. It was 4 targets, and it was 3 rounds per instead of the usual 2. So it's always interesting to see how people react to that, right? Because like we're all used to, if you do IPSC, you're used to that, two on paper kind of rhythm, right, or routine, and seeing how people react to that, having to put a third shot. And it was it's a short stage, obviously 12 rounds. And some of the open shooters, just like the really good ones, guys, saw some really good ones. And
Mhm.
just to see how they get off 12 rounds going from one side to the next, it's just like impressive. It was definitely a stage for the open guys to have huge hit factors on, right? We're talking like 11 and 12. Yeah. There was a couple guys. Well, one guy I'll talk about.
Uh-huh.
So one of the guys I got to see shoot, Giancarlo, who's from Ontario, he'll be on in a couple of weeks. He'll be our guest in a couple of weeks.
Mhm.
So he's going to come on after the nationals, because the IPSC nationals are next week going into the weekend in Selkirk, Manitoba, I believe. So he'll be on after that to talk about it. He ended up winning this match, and he's really good because there's been 3 level 3s in Ontario so far. There's 2 to come, and he's finished first, second, and first overall. So like he's a beast. So I got to see him shoot. And I got to see some other really good shooters too. I mean, everybody that day was good. There weren't too many like newer guys. And so yeah, and again, it was another day that everything went smoothly. And it was just fun. It was really fun to watch. I enjoyed it. And it was sunnier. It wasn't overcast that day. There was really no rain, but it wasn't too hot either. So I guess another good day of shooting. I think earlier in the week, when they were shooting Wednesday and Thursday, there was a lot of rain, and they had to like pump out some of the water from some of the ranges because it was getting swampy, I guess. Right. So no fun running around with a pistol when you're like going through water. And what else? I'm trying to think if I missed anything. No, I guess
Sounds like
that's.
a good time. Yeah.
Oh, it was fabulous. Like it was probably my favorite weekend or favorite match for IPSC so far, and the 2.5, almost 3 years that I've been doing it. Partly because it went smooth, and partly because I was really happy. Like I think I did my best for a level 3. This was the best I've done, and a part of it again was when I mentioned that like I wasn't laboring in the last 3 stages. I was still like going through my stage plans, and I was focused and all that. But other times I was just like, okay, let's just get this done, kind of a thing, right? And I like that there were a couple of more challenging stages, and in the 4 minutes I came up with a plan, and I was happy with how I did, and that's it. There was one stage, and it happened to be on the one that I worked on Sunday, where they had 4 small poppers at, I want to say, maybe 15 yards away, and they were packed in tight with a no shoot in front of them. So the 2 on the outside you could hit pretty safely, but those inside ones, I saw probably from when I shot and when I watched those 5 squads, I
Mhm.
probably saw half the shooters hit the no shoot, the penalty.
Mm. Mhm, mhm,
And
mhm.
it wasn't like it was all like, there were a lot of really good shooters that ended up hitting it because they were just going a little too fast for, engaging some tight poppers, amongst a no shoot. So yeah, it was interesting to see how and then again, how they would react to it, right? That they've hit it, and you're like, yeah, that sunken feeling. And then you still got to move up because it was at the beginning of the stage, and then you had to keep going, right? So, I guess that's it. That's it for me. So yeah, really fun weekend. I guess it's
Perfect.
just the 2 of us and nobody else to go.
Yeah, let's move on.
We'll
Going
get
to
on to,
upcoming events. Oh,
yeah,
you're running this. You're running this
yeah.
show. What am I doing?
Hey, man,
You
stay
know,
off.
every once in a while, I just grab the steering wheel.
I was gonna say stay off my lawn. This is more like stay off my range. Yeah,
Stop backseat driving.
yeah, or that too.
Backseat hosting.
Backseat hosting.
Mhm.
Okay, so we got out the top, join a maple seed. There's still some events to come, right? And Yes. No?
Yeah, availability depends on like where in the country you are. Like I noticed on Reddit, someone was like, "Hey, where do I learn about rifle marksmanship? Like, how do I get good at this?" And someone's like, "Maple Seed." He's like, "Oh, but I need one in Southwest Ontario." And I think the answer to that is no.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a range shortage, right? There's not a lot of ranges down there, so a lot of the events end up being closer to Ottawa because there's just more ranges that have more space.
But space, yeah, there's ranges. It's just this.
They're busy, right?
Yeah, they're busy, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
okay, and then we have
I
the
can do that. Yeah,
Oh,
I got the details up in front of me here because I have
okay,
the
go
link.
for it.
BTSA is running an Annie Oakley Day on August 12th. That's this weekend, next weekend, right? Next weekend.
Next week.
It's a women's day. It's a women's only introduction to shooting. Starts at 9:30. Open to women 14 years and older who have no or very little shooting prior experience. If you ever wondered what the draw shooting is, come on out and they will go through everything. There's a clinic. They have an exciting day of shooting, introduction to shooting, from how do I get a firearm to safety aspects of shooting, getting up to the firing line to shoot firearms spanning from 22, 9mm, and 223 and up. So that's going to be at the BTSA range, which is just west of Calgary there, August 12th.
Okay. And then we have a three-gun match at MP3G Saturday,
That's
August.
Mighty Peace. That one's going to be it.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
At August 19th. Okay. And then that's all the same match, right?
Yep.
That's already on
PCFGA.
Yeah, it's already on Practice Score, obviously. So
No, not that one. No.
Oh.
They don't do that here. We don't do that here.
No Practice Score.
paper and a pen.
All right.
Yeah,
Old
that's
school.
I don't actually know which PCFGA. This must be Peace River. I don't actually know. Somewhere up in the north. You don't like, unless I talked about these ranges, like SPFGA wouldn't mean anything to you, but that means everything to us back here, right? So yeah, that'll be Peace River. Kyle confirms it's Peace River. There's still
Kyle, our in the field correspondent, says Peace River is still the Stone Age. Nice.
It's not the Stone, maybe Victorian because they have pens, right?
Oh, okay. Quills? Yeah. Quills?
Ballpoint pen probably, but maybe.
All right.
Cummerbunds. They don't have any, like, you have to do the pirate reload, fire a pistol, drop it, pull another one out, fire it, drop it, pull another one out.
Nice. No. Are there any ORA events left? I wish Dave was on to tell us.
We're gonna say that there is. They're
okay.
On Practice
Go
Score.
On Practice Score and look up ORA. There.
Oh, you know what there is? There's a bunch of CRPS events that are still coming up. There's one in the one just passed in Sherwood Park here, but they're doing those all over the place as well.
Hold on, I can tell you. There's what's the date today? Today is okay. So there's
August 2nd.
There's the Western Region 2-Day at Sherwood Park.
Is that this weekend or is that the weekend?
Yeah, the 5th. So the 5th. So yes, this weekend
coming up. Okay.
And then in another week, there's one in Stittsville.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, on the 19th, is in Victoria. So yes, there are some CRPS matches coming up.
Neat.
And then we'll move on to the news. So we had an interesting story. Murder charge dropped in case of Milton, Ontario man accused of killing armed intruder. So I know there was a lot of us in the community following this story to see how it would play out, right?
Yep. Yeah. They had leveled a second-degree murder charge against this guy for shooting someone who was doing an armed invasion in their house.
Yeah,
and the
armed
person
invasion
had a gun.
Yes.
And they're like, nope, murder.
Yeah,
Good luck. Better get a lawyer.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but and
I
then
think that's guilty with the presumption of innocence. No, that's just they just assume that you're guilty.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to prove your innocence. It's not the other way around. Canada's different. Canada's, we strive to make ourselves as different from the US as possible.
Yeah.
You're guilty by default here. You'll have to get a lawyer to prove that you're not.
Lay down and take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that was a good news story, right? Yes.
Yes.
Not that it got to that point, but that he didn't have to go through trial and all that. So
Well, you never know when one of these cases is going to destroy our rights for self-defense, right? And they have the potential for that. One of these might come up where it's like, oh, actually, you have to have one arm tied behind your back now if you want to use a gun to defend. Like it'll
yeah,
always be some nonsense, right? And what was the other guy that third time's a charm got nailed? Peter Cahill, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds right. Yeah.
yeah. Same with that one, right? Oh, well, you went out with a shotgun. You were looking for trouble, therefore you get charged, regardless what the rest of the situation is.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So any of these cases has a potential to screw things up for us.
And then we're going to talk about the Trudeau cabinet shuffle. But there was also a news story today, right? Just to distract people, But anyways.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can distract from, our PM's going through some marital woes. And the last PM to do this while being a sitting PM was his dad.
I think it's just the two of them, correct?
Yeah, like father,
Pretty
like
sure
son.
yeah.
Yeah. Huh. So, does this mean that Sophie takes half of Canada?
Yeah, I think so.
Can she take the
Hopefully
East? Oh,
the East, yeah.
I don't know. Does that leave Justin with the West? I don't know if I really.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't like that. He probably wouldn't like that. No. But
Do we want to be run by a drama teacher or a yoga instructor?
Yoga instructor, please.
Yoga instructor, yeah. Well, let's go with that.
Yeah, they're going to be more balanced. Like the budget was balanced, marriage wasn't.
Yeah, it balance itself. She will balance herself.
Marriage will balance itself. I can keep going with these horrible jokes. They're not mine, by the way. I steal from the internet. I steal all these good.
I don't subscribe to the Toronto Star, and most people know it's a pretty left. It's a propaganda newspaper for the Liberal Party, and there was some headline that almost like it's trying to make him a sympathetic figure. Like, it was almost like politics is what broke his marriage, and like we should feel bad. And I'm like, wow, that they just have no shame. Absolutely no shame.
I don't think that's what it was. I mean, you could make the case that it was because it's a sad thing, but a lot of people were saying like, I feel bad for his kids. It's like, I don't. His kids are going to have like a silver spoon and they're going to have like every advantage. There's really like, why even bother saying that?
Every advantage like he had. So
yeah. So shit happens.
Yeah.
And
shit happens.
on the positive note to that, very sad news for the prime minister. Maybe it'll help him get kicked out because maybe he'll, I don't know, have a nervous breakdown and not be able to, do his job properly and get kicked out. That would be amazing.
Why was he doing his job properly up to this point?
No, well, I mean, it depends on your different definition. He was keeping elected, stayed in office for a very long time. So
too long. Yeah.
Too long. Yeah.
All right. I guess that's it for the news. Shall we do the giveaway draw now?
Oh yeah, let me grab it 1 second. Oh no, I can't. You were streaming on YouTube. Just trust me. There's an AR-180B lower just on my shelf over there. You can't see it.
So everyone who made a donation of $20 or more to the CCFR, or tagged themselves on Instagram with a firearm, was entered into the draw, which closed yesterday. And to the randomizer.
Should I share my screen with all the people just to make it look like super legit? I think we should. I took all the last names out. Oh no, that one still has it. 1 second. I'm just gonna take all the last names out and put like an initial. If you have like a username, I left it in there because can't be bothered. Let's grab. Okay, you see the screen, right? These are all the people's donations, Instagrams, that kind of thing. We have 39 total entries. Okay. So let's go to the randomizer. 39 to 1. I'm going to hit the button. Ready? 30. Okay, go back. And number 30 is Richard Lee. Richard,
there you go.
If you're watching.
Congratulations, Richard.
Yeah, you will need to email in your PAL and info to me so I can do that transfer. Boop, there, bolded. that's how I can tell that that's the person that won. Congrats.
Awesome. And thank you all for making the donations and sending in the pics. And it's awesome. And supporting the show.
Helping us make a cool giveaway. I like it.
Yeah. We will get into new gun stuff brought to you by Bullseye North. Need a new boomstick? Bullseye North is Canada's shooting superstar and a proud supporter of the CCFR with a wide selection of guns and top trending gear for any shooter. Free shipping over $200. Some exclusions apply, like ammo. Subscribe to their weekly newsletter to get first access to the hottest deals.
I guess I just need to share my screen again, don't I? I should have just kept sharing.
Could have, yeah.
Bullseye's got them Glock mags on sale again.
Aha.
The T mags, $17.99. That's cheap. They got 109 of them. They got lots.
Lots of mags.
So, check those out. Delask has some special Durya TM22 Gen 2 rifles. They've been upgraded by Delask. They have a shorter barrel and an extended charging handle. So the barrel is very, very short. And
what's the length?
10-inch. 10-inch
cool.
barrel.
Okay.
Yeah. So very nice and handy. And it comes with the original 18-inch barrel if you feel like, I don't know, just putting it on for no reason. It's non-restricted even with that 10-inch barrel.
Nice. So you got two barrels. Good. Good.
Extended charging handle, test fired, comes with a linear compensator, which looks pretty dope. Look at that thing. Just sticking out fast. Yeah. That's the technical term for how
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry. I've been corrected. Bee's knees is the term they used. Yeah, sorry. My lingo is off. That is an outdated term that I used. I will feel shame. But anyways.
Yeah, bee's knees is very current. Like all the kids are going around saying, "Oh, those jeans are the bee's knees." Definitely.
So. That song, that riff.
Yeah, that riff is the bee's knees.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, that's at Delask. They're $8.99. Next up, Rangeview Sports has a precision ammo sale. So they're selling out some of their fancier ammo. So if you're looking for SMB 308 precision, it's $34 a box. Not bad.
And for the PRS rimfire guys, the Elite Contact and the SK Standard Plus. I use the Standard Plus too. So
that's what I use.
Those are some good prices there.
Standard Plus is $9.40 per 50-round box.
Yeah.
And Elite Contact is $10 for a 50-round box.
Very nice.
They've got gold. Ooh. That's the 223. That's why. Federal gold. Well, it's still a good price. Federal gold medal match 223 Remington 73 grain Burger OTM bullets, $32 a box. That is very decent.
Nice.
Next up here, Calgary Shooting Center has the Volkortsen VT2 Takedown. It's a Takedown 22 made by Volkortsen, and the link does not work at all. Wherever that was supposed to go. Where does this one go? It's available with 6 and 12-inch handguards. So if you prefer like a shorter one or a longer one, they've got both of those.
It's not cheap.
It's a Volkortsen. It's not going to be.
Yeah, it's not going to be cheap.
$27.50 is not cheap.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive. 22, but. Volkortsen, and it will take down. So, anyways, Calgary Shooting Center has those. Okay, someone was just pointing this out on the Discord. This SFRC has a sale on 18% off. Use code CIVIC. It can be used on a lot of stuff, and 18% is a big amount of discount.
It sure is.
Yeah. So like you can actually take down like did it work for ammo? Does it work for ammo? No Uberti Tico so I can use this with ammo? Add to cart. What's that going to take me to? This is like 10 cents around right now. Add coupon. What was it? Civic?
All caps. Or maybe not.
It probably doesn't need it. $450. Look at that. For $5,250. That's decent. That gets it way. Is that 9 cents? 8 cents around?
Yeah, that is a hell of a sale.
Getting excited. Just a second. Let's see here. 450 divided by 5250. 8.5 cents.
There you
for
go.
22. Damn good.
Adriel is now live buying ammo.
No, I'm not. Well, I want to show you one more here. This was on Discord. And okay, Keltec RDB, $1,500, right?
Ooh.
What happens after you put 18% off that bad boy? Well, let's proceed to check out and find out, right? Let's remove that guy there.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at that. A Keltec RDB for
For under
$1,287.
1,300. Nice.
Woo!
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't have a sub 2,000, do they?
Let's find out.
To the search.
Maybe sub.
Did you put sup?
No, I didn't put sup. Subs SFRC. No. I guess let me check Keltec.
Hyphen, no hyphen.
RDB. Oh, that's a sticker draw. KSG. Oh, that's the SU22. I thought that was going to be the SU16. Okay. SP. What in God? Oh, that's the all loaded on Sunday and shoot it the rest of the week shotgun. They've got the SGP 12 gauge with all the shells, 30-inch barrel. I think it holds. It says magazine capacity 12. That doesn't seem right, but maybe that's per magazine, or maybe it just has one tube. I don't know. Okay. No sub 2,000. That would be amazing, though.
Yeah,
right?
that would. Yeah, 18%. That would.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say off of 800 or 900. Well, I think they're looking for that.
Yeah. I better remove that. Just someone on the Discord was looking at it, and I don't want to be holding it. Anyways, SFRC has 18% off, and they have decent prices on everything else. They didn't increase prices, so
it's good stuff.
Yeah, watch for those. North Silva's bringing in some barrels for Shadows. So if you're looking for SPO1 Shadow or Shadow 2, those will be available at Tenda Tesoro Soli Outdoors, Italian sporting goods and reliable gun. Oh, I wanted to show this ridiculousness. Do they have anything else that's similar to it? What was this called?
What is that?
Just a second. Outdoor camping alarm. That's what they called it. Outdoor camping alarm. Oh, they still have more. Okay. It's an outdoor. Come on. No, I want to see the stupid product. Where is it? Right there. There we go. What does that look like to you? Do you notice what's going on down here? That's a shotgun shell.
What the?
So it's it's got a firing pin. It's got a spring retainer that you put on a trip line to scare away bears and stuff, right? Let's see the front there. That's the face for the shotgun shell to go into it. It's an animal warning device.
Using a shotgun shell. Wow.
It's not a trip line that will, cut the legs off someone who's walking on your property. It's for bears to scare them away.
Okay, then.
Anyways, I haven't seen anything like this. This show is for entertainment purposes only. We are not recommending the purchase of this product.
No.
Very
inventive, though.
Very inventive, yeah. They existed before. You could make those, but it wasn't something that you could just buy off the shelf and just being like, oh, I guess I'm gonna, put a couple of these out.
I didn't put it in the list, and it's not something new. It's more of a restock item.
Mm-hmm.
So IBI has the Deuce Ultimatum action back in stock. I think it's like 1,500. So it's very competitive against the Voodoo and the Remax, right? And so they have them on their website, and they're available. So someone who's looking to upgrade to a custom action in the 22 rimfire world, or just wants to jump in and go right to that, they are available, and they haven't been available for many months. So that's it.
Because they bought them, right? They bought them, and then they started making them in-house.
Yes. So yeah, so definitely there won't be. I don't think there's many of them. So definitely, if you're looking for that or have been looking for that, jump in. Okay, we don't have a main topic for tonight, but we did do the draw, so we'll move along. We have a letter from Tony. I'll just read it. Greetings, Slamfire crew. Short essay for today. I would like to give a shout out to Bullseye Norse. I promise this is not the sponsor spot. They made a genuine mistake on my order and only shipped out half of the items on the order, as the order was changed once before payment.
Mm.
But they provided great service and corrected the issue right away after receiving my email. Within 12 hours of me sending the email, which was 10 p.m. Mountain Time. Definitely will shop there again. Great prices, great service, free shipping available, and they support Slamfire Radio and the CCFR. Since we're on the shout outs, well, not yet, but we can do his now. I give a shout out to Dr. Terry Bryant. She visited us at BTSA at the Steel Challenge Nationals 2 weeks back.
Oh, cool.
It's great to see her in person and reassuring to know our Alberta CFO understands and is part of the legal firearms community. Thanks and good night.
Did she try doing Steel Challenge with the Nambu? She's a Nambu. She's got a pile of Nambus. Yeah, she used to, and still does, go to the gun shows with like a pile of like weird, very weird looking Japanese pistols. That'd be fun though, right? Trying to do a Steel Challenge with a Nambu. Would it run? Would it run? That'd be the question, right?
I remember when she was a guest. She was fantastic. So definitely one of us.
And smart. Yeah.
Well, smarter than us, but one of us in terms of
That's not saying much.
No, it's not a high bar. Okay, and do we? Kyle usually does the YouTube stuff. Did we get? I didn't really.
I'll do it.
Filling in will be Adriel. Go ahead.
Yeah, Eddie was saying the crew review on TFB TV wasn't flattering. Hop didn't seem impressed with all the jams. No, sure didn't. True Sorensen says this was on the look on the Bren 2. I think I would want one if it had the rifle length, gas, and handguard. Just don't like the short one with the non-restricted barrel. But for the price point, I might just consider a B&T. So go take a look at my match video with that thing and my thoughts on it. And I think I posted some shooting footage to Instagram. I don't know what they did with the barrel gas port, but it's soft. It's super soft shooting. I was expecting it to like rocket the brass out because that bullet's going down the barrel. As soon as that gas starts getting tapped off, it's got like another 10 inches of barrel for that bullet to still go, and all that pressure's going to the back. But it didn't launch the empties far at all. It moved them like a meter, maybe 2. So I take back my shit talking of the long barrel and short gas system. It seemed to run fine. It ran great. So don't let that hold you back. The handguard's still short. Like, it's still a very short handguard. There is Marstar has some handguards coming in from HBI. They're like $450, so they're not cheap, but they're longer handguards that you can use with that rifle. So if you don't like it, throw money at the problem and it'll go away. Tony mentions Mike, never heard of him. My best friend is called Alpha. Charlie is a decent guy. I don't talk to Delta much. My nemesis's name is No Shoot.
No Shoot. Yeah.
Tony is also mentioning on 517, as a non-restricted PAL holder, I should just say registration certificate. What's that? Never heard of it. Well, back in the day, we had those too, even for our rifles and shotguns. Oh my God, what a mess. All those numbers. People would carve their registration number for their gun into their gun. Terrible. Dark days. Dark days. And that is it for comments on YouTube.
Okay. And I don't think we have any yet. We've been covering all the messages as they've been coming in.
Unless there's one on player and I haven't noticed it. Nope, nothing on player.
Okay. And if you go to our website, slamfireradio.com, you'll find a Cabela's link. If you use the link to make a purchase, you'll be supporting the show. And then once a month, we do read out the purchases and talk about it, good or bad, I guess. Well, I guess
I
maybe.
didn't grab those for last month. I'll go. I'll
Yeah,
get
so
it
we'll
for
do it.
next
We'll do it next week. We'll do it next
Yeah.
week. That's cool.
Yeah.
If you'd like to support the show, you could do that through Patreon and Player. We'd appreciate that. If you'd like to email the show and we'll read your email live, you could do so at slamfireradio@gmail.com. And then we are on the shoutouts portion. So go ahead, Adriel.
I'll give a shout out to Mark for bringing the hot dogs to Sherwood Park. I don't know about you, but I love eating at the range, like mass cooked food, hot dogs, hamburgers. Because when I bring, like, my lunch will be sandwiches from the night before, which aren't the best, or McDonald's, like a breakfast sandwich. Like I'll get 2 of them in the morning. I'll eat one for breakfast and I'll have one for lunch, which also isn't very good. Or like noodles or something like that. So when I get like a hot dog or hamburger freshly cooked at a stage, like right in the middle of the day, hits the spot. So big ups for that. And then the Hodges for ROing. Yeah, that made things very easy for me on day of ROing and admitting. Just doing all the things really.
Nice. That's it. And for me, it was everyone involved with the match on the weekend, match director Maida, the stats officer Alex, the chief RO, I guess, was Richard. I don't want to miss anybody. The people that I worked with on Sunday, Felix, Kib, Mike, and Bill. I'm trying to do this from memory. And everybody that I shot with in my squad. And it was just fantastic. So it was one of those special weekends in the shooting world. And that's that. And we'll get to our wrap up. Join our Discord server. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and Player. Join the CCFR. Very, very important. And see you all next week. Good night, Kelly, Kyle, Dave.
Good night, everyone.